Let's talk fantasies. Yes, we are on planet love and we're going to talk about fantasies. And is any love story even ever complete without a fantasy? No. And I think our fantasies can sometimes be the whole motivation to love. And but there's a huge flip side to it. Yeah, I rather want to talk about that today. You all know how fantasies can spice up your love, right? But they spice up only when you put those fantasies into action, right? And there's a flip side to it. Well, I won't call it flip side, but okay, let me take your attention to the other side of the coin today. Yeah, so see, fantasies exactly होती क्या हैं? They are basically the beautiful dreams about your love. And you know what? I want to remind you again, when I say love, I mean love of all kinds. Yeah, love not just for your dream girl or your lover boy, love even for your dream job. Yeah, so we do fantasize about that as well, don't we? At least I always did that. Yeah, okay, so now coming to the other side of the coin of fantasies, they're like beautiful dreams. And I think dreams are nothing but a very hazy, fantasies are nothing but a very hazy form of what is our ideal in that love story, be it related to your work or a person, right? It is basically your best. What best? And if there was nothing which would withhold you, how would you like things to happen for you? And of course, it's a way when you can actually overcome all your when you fantasize, you actually overcome all the obstacles which may happen in real life, or all the mental inhibitions or mental roadblocks. कभी कभी हमें खुद से ही कुछ चीज़ें माइंड में रोड ब्लॉक लगती है, बट when you fantasize, when you dream, you just go and dream fully. So I think that ways fantasies can actually help us navigate ourselves to the best point we can attain in our relationship, to the best place we can get in our career. Yeah, but today I'm going to talk about fantasies ka other side. Yeah, now when only fantasies are happening, yeah, and when too much of fantasies are happening and which is not backed up by any action, right? It is then that the problem starts. Yeah, because you know what, you are just constantly imagining something, and that too with your rose tinted glasses. Yeah, mind you, with your rose tinted glasses. So everything that you're seeing is all pink. सब कुछ गुलाबी गुलाबी दिख रहा है हमको, right? When we fantasize, right? And imagine सब कुछ गुलाबी गुलाबी, if you're fantasizing excessively, हर समय दिख रहा है, right? So that means you are not living in present. And when you are not doing that, you will start to affect things which are actually happening in your life at that moment, for a promise in future, right? Especially if you are not taking an action, right? If you're not taking an action towards your fantasies, then you are not able to ground your dreams into present and actually turn them into reality then. And what will happen when you will not be able to do that? Yeah, so I feel it is, see, when you're fantasizing too much now, so सबसे first thing is it shows that you are right now in a very passive state in life. Yeah, there is no action happening in your life because too much of fantasizing is nothing but overthinking, right? So if you are, we have just this one life, no, one body. If you're putting all your energy in thinking, that means your energy is not going into law of conservation of energy, right? Yeah, So I'm not doing philosophy. What I'm telling you is pure science, right? So this, why we do that? Why you fantasize so much? When there is absolute boredom in life. It means life में ना boredom चल रहा है and there's nothing which interests you. Really. Yeah, so your life is going on an autopilot mode. So what do I mean when I say your life is running on an autopilot mode? It means you have a set schedule. सुबह उठते हैं, नहाते हैं, पूजा करते हैं, ऑफिस जाते हैं, ऑफिस में काम करते हैं, लोगों से मिलते हैं, लंच करते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत हंसी मजाक करते हैं, फिर शाम को घर आ जाते हैं, टीवी देखते हैं, बहुत हुआ तो मॉल चले जाते हैं या वॉक पे चले जाते हैं. हैविंग सच अ सेट शेड्यूल इन लाइफ मीन्स कोई मज़ा नहीं है लाइफ में, है ना. यू जस्ट लीडिंग लाइफ ऑन एन ऑटोपायलट मोड. सो you move with the clock, right? You are not in touch with your inner self, with your emotions. You are only living in the physical world, right? So there are more dimensions to being a human. So if you are not kind of taking care of other dimensions, what will happen? That dimension will say, hey, look at me, I also need attention. And that results in fantasizing, right? So it is basically, an indication that you lack true love, happiness and joy in your life if you are always fantasizing about something or someone, right? So, you know what? एक्टिवली मेरे से कोई फैंटेसीज की बात नहीं करता है, बट द काइंड ऑफ कॉन्वर्जेशंस वी हैव, सो इट डज काइंड ऑफ पॉप अप ऑन इट्स ओन. सो आई थॉट लेट मी as well address it today. Yeah, and when people talk of their fantasies, yeah, their eyes kind of pop up, and you know what, fantasizing, it's just like it's a substitute of drugs and alcohol. Yeah, because they just like drugs and alcohol, fantasies can actually help you escape the reality, and it means you are getting bored in reality. Yeah, तो इससे निकलने का क्या तरीका है? हाँ, बताती हूँ. वेट अ वाइल. या यू नो व्हाट, मुझे बिल्कुल ऐसे माइंड में आ रहा है. या सो यू नो क्या होता है, just this interesting comparison is coming in my mind. I want to share that with you before I actually move to how you can actually deal with fantasies. So दिन हो गया. I don't know why this khau is not going on here. You've been to a lavish buffet? Yeah. So what happens in buffet? You have like that extensive, overwhelming spread right in front of you. Yeah. So fantasies भी ऐसी होती है. You have like these so many happening, right? Yeah. And there are so many options that you're just looking at them. And I think, at least that happens for me, it kind of paralyzes my thinking, my heart, my head. It is very confusing for me, and I end up losing the sight of what I actually wanted to eat. Yeah, having too many things in front of me. So I have started doing this. So when I'm at such a spread, so what I do is I just have begin to kind of narrow down what I want. Yeah, and I think real life maybe na, to deal with fantasies, that's what we need to do. Yeah, we just need to kind of spread. See, I'm now telling you how you can deal with your fantasies. Yeah, and you can actually turn your fantasy into a reality and kind of giving you a golden nugget. Yeah. And do share this golden nugget with your friends and younger lot, if you are kind of who just ends up wasting so much of their energy in fantasizing and never attaining any of them. Yeah, do spread it amongst them, do share it with them. Yeah, I want lot of people to benefit from this. So menu में से you just figure out what exactly it is that is your choice. Yeah, and ऐसे ही अपनी fantasies भी सारी enlist कर लीजिए. Write down all your fantasies somewhere. Yeah, code word में लिख लो if you are afraid someone will read them. Yeah, so put all your fantasies somewhere and like from the menu enlist what exactly is it that your palate will love the most, that your taste buds would enjoy the most and would have the more longer lasting and more satisfaction. Yeah, and उसके बाद आप boil it down finally to maybe just 1, 2 or 3, and then you can easily pursue them. But it's not easy to kind of eat 100 dishes at the buffet. Is it possible? Similarly, it's not possible to pursue all the 100 fantasies you have. And you know what? The more the number of fantasies, the more the number of options in our life, the more is the confusion. Yeah. Some people have this interesting habit, and I'm sorry to say that it is definitely a result of insecurity they have. Yeah. So they have this interesting habit of always having options. ठीक है, ये नहीं होगा तो ये होगा, ये नहीं होगा तो ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा. इसमें क्या होता है, जो होना होता है वो सच में नहीं होता है, क्योंकि यू आर बिजी हैविंग अराउंड देम. यू आर सो बिजी हैविंग अराउंड योरसेल्फ द ऑप्शंस, so much so that you forget what was your number one dream. Yeah, what is you end up losing the sight of what is it that it can be more than one, I understand, but you end up losing that whole and I think बहुत सारा इंटीमेसी, बहुत सारा फैंटेसी होने से जो सचमुच का एक इंटीमेसी क्रिएट होना होता है, इट जस्ट गेट्स किल्ड. बिकॉज आप इतना ज़्यादा माइंड में सोच चुके हैं बातों को, बार बार प्ले कर चुके हैं, दैट व्हेन दैट रियल मोमेंट विल अराइव you are very likely to be disappointed. Even if you're about to play it, even if you're about to have your dream, you will be disappointed because things may not happen exactly the way you have created them in your head, right? So अगर flow नहीं होगा तो that flow of joy and happiness which should have resulted from that fantasy will also not happen. Yeah, so it's like, I've written it there, I'll just read it for you. So it's like fantasizing too much is a killer of intimacy and real love. You are always seeking something new, not sticking to one you truly want or need. You're always imagining or thinking of future. Ultimately, entertaining your options so much that ultimately you end up being alone. And you know why? Because all the choices were only in your head, right? So if you're fantasizing too much, it's time to face the truth, okay? Start to dabble with the reality, right? Enlist your fantasies, right? And actually start moving towards few of them you can achieve. Maybe you can take just first few steps. That will also give you a sense of A, contentment and satisfaction. B, it will not put you in an overthinking ka mode, which is, I think, even bad for health. Yeah, when we spend too much of time overthinking, we end up spoiling our physical and mental health both, and it also does affect our productivity, whether you are a student or a professional, right? So, and it's a fact of life that we all do much better when we start to narrow down and close our options, because it is actually only when you do that that you can play out your real love. Yeah, and that's the whole point of fantasizing. If you're only fantasizing to pass your time, then it's okay. Yeah, because too much of fantasizing is definitely taking you in a very opposite direction than you desire, right? क्योंकि सब कुछ आपके फैंटेसी के मुताबिक हमेशा नहीं होगा और आप चीज़ों को बार बार सोचेंगे, तो यू विल pull out the joy and happiness and that spontaneity from them, right? So कैसे होता है ना, जैसे लाइफ में, या when we are young we think that मैं बेकर भी बन जाऊँ, मैं सिंगर भी बन जाऊँ, मैं CEO भी बन जाऊँ, you know, but in reality can we be all of them? Well, yes, but you do achieve one goal first and then you tick off the other and then you tick off the other, exactly the way you can actually bring all your fantasies one by one true. Yeah, so, and you know what, I've realized, I've written it also there, that too many fantasies can create too many worries and too many heartbreaks also, क्योंकि आपके बहुत सारे सपने हैं और आपके पास बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस हैं और आपको पसंद कोई भी नहीं आने वाला, राइट? तो क्या होगा, दिल टूट जाएगा ना, है ना? राइट? चाहे आपके वर्क स्फीयर में हो, you'll end up making wrong choices in your career also. I'm just not talking about making a wrong choice of the person, yeah? And आई थिंक फैंटेसी साइज इतना ज़्यादा वो लोग करते हैं अपनी, और फैंटेसीज को ऊपर एक्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं जो लोग शायद, you know, you're actually running away from commitment, you're actually running away from reality, you actually need a kind of drug to escape from reality. Yeah, so थोड़ा थोड़ा तो रियलिटी से हमें एस्केप करना ही चाहिए. It's like a good break from mundane. But as they say, too much of anything is bad. Even too much of rasgulla or sugar or cake, I mean, how much so ever you may love it, is not good for your health, isn't it? Yeah, and so is with fantasy. So on that note, yeah, well, I always say, before I kind of close it, I always say, raise the vibration of love, dream, have joy and all that. बट आप कहोगे कि आज तो वसुधा ने बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट ही बोल दिया, शी सेइंग मत करो फैंटेसाइज. नहीं, मैं कह रही हूँ आप करो फैंटेसाइज, बट इस तरह से करें सो दैट इट डजंट सक द लव आउट ऑफ योर लाइफ. या बिकॉज आई एम वेरी मच कंसर्न्ड अबाउट योर वाइब ऑफ लव, अबाउट द वाइब ऑफ लव around all of us and the vibe of love of the planet. Yeah, on that note, please do like this video and and continue to raise the vibration of planet. Yeah, I'll see you next time in another video. Bye.